you want to know my opinion on what I think, just keep on watching. Hi guys, what's good? It's your girl Nisi here and I'm back with another video. In today's video we're going to be talking about mothers that are regretting motherhood. Obviously everyone has a different reason, but yeah. So I've got kids myself. Do I regret motherhood? No, but I regret the age I became a mother. So I was really young. I was pregnant at 20 and then had my first child at 21. You know, I was still living at home. I was single. We broke up literally before I found out I was pregnant, so I was a single mother. So yeah, I regret all of that. I didn't have myself together, so I wasn't driving then. I didn't have much money, so again, I definitely regret that. I think people need to speak about more if your child can come out like disabled, because I've got a child with autism and he's non-verbal, so that's been challenging. And just other stuff, you know, obviously there's Down syndrome, there's loads of tests that they've got to do, you know, the sickle cell, I've got the sickle cell trait. So even with that, you just think, oh yeah, I'm going to be pregnant, I'm going to have the baby shower. And then, you know, your kid comes out with a disability, like it's a lot, especially if you're going to be a single parent, you know what I mean? But yeah, let's get into some people's reactions and the reasons why they regret motherhood.
Says she hates to admit it, but she wishes she never became a mom. She says having children wasn't in her plans, yet here she is, a single mom, with not one, not two, not three, 5 children. That's right, 5, ranging in ages from 8 to 18. Now, her 2 oldest, 18-year-old Ryan and 15-year-old Maddie, say, Jenny, well, they say she's just the worst mom ever. She doesn't work, cook, or clean, rarely gets out of bed. Take a look.
If I could do it all over again, I wouldn't have had kids.
I don't know how to be a mom, okay? I don't know how to be a parent.
My mom doesn't spend any time with us. She'd rather sleep and play Candy Crush.
My mom's basically able to only wipe her butt and make food once in a while, and that's like it.
Up until 2 years ago, my mother was raising my children. I would wake them up and then just go crawl back in bed. I don't like to sit in the same room as them.
Okay, that was a lot. How in God's name do you bring five innocent people into the world and then say, oh, but I never wanted kids? You never wanted kids? You never wanted kids, but you did it 5 times. I can see after the first child, sometimes shit happens, okay? Sometimes shit happens and you have a kid, but 5? You had a kid, okay, oops, but you did it 4 more times. How is it a mistake at that point? Y'all see why I keep saying don't have kids if you don't want to? If you even have a little bit of doubt, don't fucking do it. Don't fucking do it, because now 5 people are traumatized and 5 people are going to have to go to therapy because of you.
Here's 3 things that I regret about having kids. The first thing is I regret having my kids at a doctor's office and even getting a doctor involved in my pregnancy at all. I wish I would have had a doula or a midwife and been more knowledgeable about my accessibility to those individuals. I also regret not holding my children more. They're only going to be that small for that long, and I don't think you could ever really spoil a child that really just wants your love. Last but not least, I regret ever paying anyone to care or watch for my children. I regret not making them more of a priority sooner, because my children are my everything. I just regret not making space for them when they were younger and not taking the opportunity to be with them in that critical stage of their development.
I have 3 children. When I had my first, there was no strong connection until later. With my second, there is a connection, but it didn't really start to strengthen until she was in 2nd grade. With my last, there was a strong connection before birth. Today, my first and second are both easy kids, but my youngest is a living nightmare. When my youngest was 3, I noticed something wasn't right with the things he said and the behaviors he had. It wasn't consistent, but I noticed. I was always able to redirect and do damage control very quickly. Then he started school, and it was like the gates of hell opened up. I got fired from my job because of the many suspensions. I knew I couldn't hold a job with these issues, so my husband and I agreed for me to stay home. I was basically a housewife who was always on call during the day for his school. We took him to experts, but it's so hard to diagnose mental illness in children. So they did the best they could and started trying medications for the right combo. Each year his behavior got worse, and we kept adding more experts. Fast forward to now, he's 9. I worry he's going to kill me and his sisters in our sleep. The only time I feel like I can breathe is when he's institutionalized. He has now been diagnosed with a psychosis disorder. We have surveillance everywhere, as DCF has been called against us so many times because he's a master manipulator. Innocent people have been put in jail for his lies. Cases dismissed, but lives forever changed. You never know what kind of personality you will get when having babies. Everybody wishes for healthy, but most people don't think beyond physical health when they say that. I'm just worried that I'm the mom of a future serial killer. And I'm scared that no matter how many programs and experts are involved, it won't get better because it hasn't gotten better in 6 years. I have been in therapy for 5 years, but even my therapist is shocked how I'm still going.
Talk a little bit about your journey, your experience as a mother that has led you to the conclusion of like,
I love my sons who are adults, 28 and 33. However, I have not enjoyed motherhood. So as we talked about real quick on our live, I was like, my experience as a mom has not been easy. So first of all, that's difficult in itself. My son's father never really played a part in his life. We were both in high school, so he went on to live his life and move around the cabin, and I had to shift my life. Then I got married. I was in an abusive relationship and then got a divorce. So I have experienced so many different things as a mom that have not been joyous experiences for me. So, like I said, there are some joyous moments. However, it has been very, very difficult for me. And funny enough, it's been harder having adult children than it has been when they were younger.
I like that woman. I follow her on YouTube. She talks about, motherhood and just all the hurdles and things you've got to go through, and like obviously her experience of growing up, because it does trickle down again, the black generational curse, if you want to call it that. But I like how she just said it straight away. Got 2 sons, they're grown, the ages that she said I don't regret them, but I regret da 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 da. And I feel like that's the same with me. I don't regret my kids, I love them, but it's the situation. When you get pregnant, you don't think you're going to be in certain situations. Like if you're in a devoted relationship, you don't think after I give birth I'm gonna be a single mother, but it happens. I don't know what happens in a relationship, but a lot of people change. Like my good friend, she was living with a partner, going on holidays, doing normal stuff. Soon as she got pregnant, he was happy, especially when he wanted a girl, but she ended up having a boy. They probably stayed together maybe a month after the baby was born, and then they broke up. But it was just shocking how he just switched. He was different. He was he just turned really horrible. And yeah, it happens in a lot of relationships. They could be together for so long. Soon as the baby comes along, they just change. I feel like Molly May and Tommy, that's another one. They were so, lovey-dovey together, got pregnant, and I think a year maybe after she had the baby, then he cheated on and they broke up. And it's just well, it makes you think, if she never had the baby, would they still be together? It's crazy.
When I read the study Regretting Motherhood by Orna Donath, mothers who admit regret shot up to number 1 on the list of people who I respect most in the world. And that probably sounds really weird to anybody who hasn't read the study, but you need to read it to understand or listen to it. Because the truth is that we commodify and borderline fetishize motherhood from day one for people who can give birth. And I know this because I've been exposed to it from day one, and I knew from a very young age that I was never meant to be a parent. But if I had given into that socialization, that pressure, that commodification, because it is tempting sometimes, it does look like a fairy tale sometimes. If I had given into that, I would be in a position right now that I don't know if I would even survive. And that's why parents who admit their regret, especially mothers, have my utmost respect.
every time I have this conversation with someone, they're always like, oh, no one ever regrets having children. Like, everyone always says that nobody ever...
They would be wrong. There is an entire book about regretting motherhood. Read it.
Yeah, if that was the case in the book, wouldn't it exist? Doing research for this video, a lot of people brought up this book. I definitely want to check it out. I think I want to either check the library, see if they've got it, or buy it, because I'm really intrigued to find out like what's in this book. But I'm currently having therapy for something that like a bereavement that I've gone through. But my therapist does always touch on like, you know, being a mom. Like, I think another thing that women hate is that it's never about you ever again. So if you're ill, time of the month, you know what I mean? Just, you know, you just want me time. Nope. My kids, when I'm in the bathroom, they come in. So when I was staying at my mum's over Christmas, the youngest came in the bathroom and my sister was like, you can't go in there, let your mum do what she's doing. I'm just like, leave him, I'm used to it. You have no privacy whatsoever. You have to share everything. You could feed them, give them a drink, and they'll just be like preying over your plate, like, you know. So once you become a mother, it's never about you ever again. You know, there's a school run. A lot of people struggle with the school run. I've been doing that for ages, so I'm used to it now. I hate it during the winter time because obviously it's colder, it's darker. But I drive, so it's not as bad. But a lot of people do hate the school run. I prefer it for the kids to be out the house, because for me, I think it's when it's the half terms and like the holidays, because you have to entertain them constantly. I know a lot of parents these days just stick them on the iPad or the PS5 and call it a day, but no. My kids, they're very active, so they love being outside and, you know, playing games and things like that, which I love because I'm really active, and so is their dad, so I think that's why we've got active kids. And my friend even said it, because her son's more like indoors, YouTube, on the phone, and she's like, I miss my kids playing games. Like, my kids don't play with toys, they don't, you know what I mean, they hardly go out. I think that's where she went wrong. Maybe she gave them the phone and the tablet too much. So you've got to have a balance. But yeah, I love that my kids are active. I like playing, you know, like football, basketball, all those sports. I love it. But yeah, I try and fly them out at least once a year, but twice if we're good. So, you know, that's another thing. We go on holidays. But yeah, that's it. Once you become a mother or a parent, it's not about you, it's about them. So I know that's a lot of things that people regret, that, you know what I mean? It's really hard to get that break.
I'm actually scared. I don't know if I want to be a mother anymore. Growing up, I've always wanted to be a mom. But the older I got, the more I understood the world, the worse the world got. I'm starting to change my mind. I feel like a lot of women were lied to about what motherhood really was. Growing up, we thought it was peaches and roses, because a lot of women, they didn't feel a space to feel comfortable enough to say how they really feel about motherhood, because they were so severely judged. But now that we have the internet, we've seen the truth. A lot of women are coming out with the truth, and they're saying, no, this is not what you thought it was. Also, the older I get, I didn't know how demanding motherhood is. The kind of person I am, I need breaks. I need mental breaks. When I'm sick, I like to go in my room and lock myself in the room and close the door. And then other mothers, I hear them talking about the constant worry when they go to daycare and the constant worry when they're not in their possession. I'm already an anxious person, and it's such a beautiful thing to be a mother. I help women become mothers, and I myself don't know if I want to be one. Anyway, I had to express my feelings. Kind of makes me sad. I love children, but mentally, I don't know if I could deal with that in the capacity that it takes to be a mother. And I salute to all mothers, because, oh my God, what a job.
I regret having children, and I wish I could just die instead. Hey, please, can you give me some advice on what I can do? My 4-year-old child is driving me crazy, and it makes me so miserable. I have not known peace since the day I gave birth to him. I thought being a parent would be easy because I'm selfless, but I've quickly realized that this is not the case, and I really hate this child. He always has something to say, he always complains about something, and he always has a response to everything I tell him. I could ask him things as simple as put up your underwear, and he will still go ahead to complain. He never listens to anything I have to say at any point in his little insignificant life. I hate raising him so much, and I wish I could just take poison and die. I am miserable in my house every time he's around, and I only feel happy when I send him to visit family. I am considering taking him abroad to a boarding school where I can then become a part-time parent. I'm a single parent with no support. I can't even have a shower in peace, and all of a sudden he needs to go to the toilet as well. He's always overreacting and always hyperactive to the point where I just cannot bear it anymore. I wish I had an abortion. Please, can you let me know if these feelings are valid or if it's just me?
That story right there from that last clip, so heartbreaking, but I'm not surprised because I know a lot of people feel like that deep inside. The fact that she literally never gets a break, she can't even have a shower. Like, I know what that's like. I have to be strict with my kids, so they give me boundaries. It's like, listen, I'm going into the bathroom, that's me time. Sometimes I'm in there just sitting on the toilet, just scrolling. Again, that's me time, so let me be. But, you know, her saying that she can't wait till the child's older so she can put the child in boarding school so then she'll be like a part-time parent. That ish right there is real. A lot of parents literally just put their kids in boarding school and only see them maybe over the 6-week holidays, or don't even see them at all, because some boarding schools, the kids can stay there all year round, which is nuts. Same with nurseries. In America, there's 24-hour nurseries. I don't know any to be in the UK, and if it is, it's probably in London. But when I heard that, I was like, wow, a 24-hour nursery. I'd love to go there. Just sometimes when you just want that night out, maybe with your friends, maybe just a night in for yourself, you just put your kids in a 24-hour nursery. Hello? It's crazy though. But deep down, motherhood's not what, I don't know, like what you see in the movies. You know how it's just so perfect. You know what I mean? Some people just have bad kids. I'm gonna just say up straight. I was thinking, how can I sugarcoat it? But just straight up, some people's kids are just bad, and it is what it is. I've got one in my family, like from young, he's just been bad. He might be on the spectrum, we're still trying to find out, but the things he does to his mom, and he's just bad, like, he's just bad, I'm sorry, and just what he does to other kids. He's so bad that he got excluded from school from slapping up his teacher. Like, just deep it, that's how bad he is. There was a boy that used to live near me. He's moved now, thank God. He used to hit his sister, hit the kids on the street, be climbing on stuff he shouldn't be climbing on people's cars. Like, when I say the guy was just bad, he was just bad. And then the mum will just shout his name. She wouldn't hit him, like, she wouldn't discipline him. So his dad was more harder on him. But again, the kid just used to look at his parents and be like, you ain't gonna stop, you know what I mean? He was ruling them, not them ruling him. But yeah, like, that woman, and again, she was a single parent, so this is what I'm saying. A lot of women that do these confessions are single parents, and this is what I mean. It's not really the child, well, some people it is, but it's the situation that they're in, that the reasons why they regret motherhood.
Every parent on the planet falls into one of these 3 categories. I did a video about this on my YouTube channel back in the summer of 23, right? But because of all the comments I keep getting on here talking about how I'm going to regret my decision, we need to talk about all the parents who regret their decisions. They're all over social media now. It's becoming more and more acceptable to talk about their regrets. But don't worry. If you are a parent, you fall into one of these 3 categories without a shadow of a doubt. So first, we have category A, the parent who absolutely, we're going to just talk about mothers for the sake of this video, because a lot of fathers are really not that involved in their kids' lives, so they don't really count in this video. The mothers who absolutely enjoy motherhood. They don't whoop their kids, they don't beat their kids, they don't yell at their kids, they don't make their kids feel bad about themselves. They take all the challenges with a smile, with a grain of salt. You know, even when it gets challenging, they just love being a mother. It is like the best thing that's ever happened to them. Then you got category B. The parents who absolutely, the mothers who regret motherhood. They absolutely regret motherhood. They love their kids. They will do anything for their kids. They will die for their kids. They can't imagine not having their kids in their lives now that they're here. But if they had to do it all over again, if they could change the person or the people that they had kids with, if they could change the timing of when they had kids, if they could change anything about it, having kids, period, many of them would choose not to. And the key component in this category is that they will admit it to you. Now, category 3 is the exact same as category 2, except they won't admit it. In my personal opinion, the vast majority of the population, and I'm talking like 80-something, high 80 percentile, in my opinion, falls into category 3. The vast majority of you guys will never admit your regret. Now, like I said, here on TikTok, on all the websites, all of these social media forums, there are more and more and more women coming out talking about their regret. So it's not as taboo as it used to be, because you couldn't admit this stuff back in the day. But now more and more women are talking about this. So because we know that there are so many parents, mothers out there who regret their kids, why do y'all keep telling child-free people that we're going to regret not having them when there are so many of them who regret having them? And I tell people all the time, I would much rather regret not having kids than to regret having them. Because if I don't have them, the only person I'm hurting is myself. If I have them, I'm hurting them. I'm not even hurting myself if I have them. I mean, I am, but I'm not. I'm actually hurt. They're going to be the ones that suffer the most. So I would much rather not put a child through that. But like I said, the vast majority of the population falls in category 3. And the smallest amount of the population, in my opinion, less than like 7%, falls in category 1. So there's my take on that. Stop telling child-free women that we're going to regret our decision when there are so many mothers out there who are miserable every day, all day, every day, and they regret having their children.
Okay guys, so that's it for this video. Let me know in the comments your thoughts. If you're a parent, do you regret having your child, or do you just regret the situation that you're in? Please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.